What are some of the activities families can engage in while in Iceland? In this episode, we're going to first introduce some of those activities so you get familiar with them. And then secondly, I'm going to show you 5 of the 8 adventures our family went on while in Iceland. And all of these adventures are outside of Reykjavik, the capital. And in the episode to follow this, we'll take a look at the other 3. So let's get started by defining what are some of the activities in Iceland. Well, let's start off with the world-renowned treks and trails of Iceland. We can take a day trip and see beautiful waterfalls, glaciers, and volcanoes. Some of the hikes took us less than an hour to accomplish. Next up is the wildlife encounters. While you can take a boat trip to see the puffins on an island, you can also remain on the boat and on the ocean to check out the whales of Iceland. And if you want to stay on the ground and not get your feet wet, well, there's the Icelandic horses. Iceland also has hundreds of geothermal pools that mean spa and relaxation. You can get access to local pools for less than $10. The ultimate freedom experience in Iceland is to rent a car and drive around to see the beautiful glaciers, volcanic activities, and so much more. Stay tuned to view our road trip explorations. Next up is the glaciers and winter activities. Yes, these are different from the hiking expeditions as you need special shoes. Also, you get to experience the northern lights. And finally, it's all of that volcanic lava, hot stuff, from black sand beaches to actual lava shows. Yes, that's right. So let us begin. After using day 1 to settle in, on day 2 we started the journey with a 54-minute drive to a small town called Selfoss.
Good morning, and we are in Selfoss. Alright, I'll pop the screen the other way so you can actually see it, but check this place out. Traditional Icelandic houses. Got the flag out here as well. So anyway, this area is on the way down to Vik, which houses the black sand beach, and as my daughter calls it, the tsunami beach. The reason we are here at the Kubu Flowmania is because of the Skier Museum, which is the super product from Iceland. It's a high protein yogurt and they have a factory here. Am I into yogurt? Not really, but it is on the way. This place is just 54 minutes, 53 kilometers away from Reykjavik, so I thought we'll stop here before the next 90-minute drive down to the black sand beach near Vik. So we're gonna go inside and let me show you around. This place actually has a pretty awesome setting. So the actual museum's down there, but it opens at 12. We're here a bit early, but to our surprise upstairs we have this food hall where we have at least 4 to 5 different options, some Thai food. There's Maria and Nicola. So some cool food options, some dim sum. We got a pizza bar at the back, oysters, Italian street food over here as well. So yeah, this place is pretty cool. We might grab some lunch here. We'll check it out afterwards. And there's an upstairs as well, but it might be closed. Or is it? Let's find out. So this is Selfoss, one of the main shopping streets. It's pretty close since everything opens here around 12 o'clock. And here's the famous rainbow-colored stairs. And let me just show you, up front is just roads and a big mountain. But let's go inside and find a place warmer because it's -7 outside. So this is Selfoss's main bridge to get into town, and check this out. The church in the background. Watching my footsteps so I don't fall into this water, but wow. God damn. That is ice, baby. Ain't no ice bathing happening today, I'll tell you that much. Let's get closer down here. Not slip into the water. Wow. Yep. And I'll tell you what, it is absolutely freezing, this wind. God damn. This is like an ice bathing fantasy right here, but I ain't jumping in the water without a sauna over here. Wow. Iceland. It is ice cool. Seeing and hearing those pieces of ice flowing through that river, through that narrow passage created from frozen ice, was very satisfying for both of us. By the way, the name of this bridge is the suspension bridge. There we go. We're gonna go underneath it as well and go find a cafe. Everything seems to be closed. It's 11:45 here. So Iceland is really cool. Spray painting. And this is Nicola, she's frozen. But we're gonna find ourselves to a cafe. The river you see is called the Ölfusá River. This was an absolutely freaking cold morning. Nicola, how's the ride? Yep. I'll ask you to smile, but I can't see your face behind the scarf, so that's all good. So, yes, sir. Here's Goofy. Thank you. My advice for Selfoss: dress up warmly, especially the child, and don't arrive too early because everything opens quite late. After some outdoor exploration that we could have avoided, we killed some time and eventually made it to Skyrland for the opening time of 12 o'clock. We are now in Iceland's favorite yogurt museum. Are you excited? You don't know. Okay. There's a Alright, we got some interactive stuff going on. That's nice. Nicola, check out this cow. Come on. I am not usually a big fan of museums, but it is experiential learning for the whole family, so it is a win-win situation, especially given that it's freezing outside. This is quite an interactive museum, so we're gonna go check it out. All right. That is the view here. Please don't touch the grass. Yippee-yay, where the grass at? This place is very entertaining for the child once you discover how it all works. And the last one? So the whole story is quite interactive. You just follow it all the way from the front to here. In Iceland, we call the yogurt Isi, meaning ice and island, which is the main name for their
More than 1100
yogurt.
years ago, Nordic settlers arrived in Iceland.
So long story short, for generations, the Icelandic moms have passed on the recipe for the high-protein yogurt to their daughters and beyond. So we don't call it yogurt, we call it skyr, because it's got 3x the protein of regular yogurt. More bang for your buck.
Back to the settlement of the county, and it is frequently mentioned in the Viking and the Icelandic sagas. Skyr is a fermented dairy product. It is similar to yogurt in many ways, but it's thicker and creamier than yogurt.
And that's where the milk comes from. To mark your completion, you get this Icelandic yogurt.
Here we go. After lunch, we drove another 1 hour east to this place called Selfoss, which is a waterfall, and this place was truly remarkable. So the waterfall is 60 meters high, which is 197 feet. We are at a waterfall. This is close if you look in the back.
They're doing it for the grab. Do it for the grab! That's what you do when you got good health insurance right there.
Even Justin Bieber was here to shoot his music video called I'll Show You. I did mention there's a lot of hiking involved in Iceland, and luckily this is a very short one. So Nicola, where are we going now?
In the water.
Alright, we're going inside a cave. We're not sure what's inside, but let's find out. Oh, this is like one of those Roblox games, the maze. Okay, this is a dead end. This is the second waterfall in this area, which is 20 minutes walk from the other spot. This was a very good idea! Nicola! On a Icelandic road trip, always bring a towel just in case you meet a waterfall or a hot spring. Anyway, we went 30 minutes further east to the black sand beaches. Due to some really rough weather, the beach was actually closed off. We could still go onto the beach, but with precaution. We almost saw 2 children get swept up by the waves over here, so parents, always keep an eye on your child. Actually, keep them right next to you. These waves may look small today, but they're very powerful with a strong undercurrent. So be very mindful while close to the beach, as you can also get your shoes wet. Red means hell no. Orange is with precaution, and green is it is good to go. However, because of the bad weather, this area was simply shut off to the public on this day. The cliff in front of me has undergone a lot of damage and corrosion, so it doesn't look as spectacular as it used to. This is the cafe and the car park for the Black Beach, and you just need one app to use all of the Iceland car parks. See the show notes to download the app. Black crust pizza. Finding a place to eat in Vik was not that easy, so we had to settle for pizza again, while watching this beautiful church on the hill. I have to say, this is really delicious. I give it a 4 out of 5. Black crust pizza in Vik.
Okay.
After dinner, instead of driving back to Reykjavik, which should have been the plan, we decided to go to the Glaciers, which was only 30 minutes away inland. La cocina. Nice Mexican food. Nicola had a lot of questions about the glacier and this place, which is really good as a parent when you're trying to give them experiential learning. So this glacier is connected and sits directly upon a volcano called Katla, which exploded in 2010. That is the glacier. So let me give you a better overview of where exactly we are. So that was the volcano, and down here is the glacier that we are just walking to. The reason why everything looks from the bird's eye view very dark and black is because the ashes from the 2010 eruption are still trapped underneath and within the ice. If you are planning to go beyond this viewpoint, bring special shoes with chains on it for your own safety. On this day, about 500 meters in front of me, I could see some people with flashlights making way through the passages very close to the glacier. Alright, this is the glacier. We made it here. It is almost 6:30, the last bit of daylight. So pretty amazing. Check that out. Wow. Chee-hoo!
Hello.
Hello, from Iceland.
Peace out. In the middle of the glacier area, there is this American school bus. Oh yeah. There we go, look at that. Nicola thought this was quite funny. And like I said, it's the middle of nowhere, closing in on 7 o'clock. Beautiful view. Let's get back to the car. Look at this bad boy. Okay, so that's gonna be a wrap from this glacier. I can't even pronounce the name, but it is getting dark. The camera has got great lighting, so it actually you can't see how dark it is at the moment, but I'll get a 2-hour drive back to Reykjavik, and there is not much street lights, so it's gonna be quite a challenging drive. 2 hours, quite a bit of traffic heading back to Reykjavik as well, because it's quite popular around here with all the different things to do near Vik, the black sand beach, and now the glacier. So a few people actually going further into the glacier, but I didn't bring the right footwear. You need the boots with the chain to do that. So anyway, let me get back to the car, get it heated up. It's -9. Let's get back to Reykjavik, and I'll check in once I'm back in the city. The glacier, it is closing in on 7 o'clock now, and I left my boot open. Let me take care of that. Just close it. Don't want the car getting too cold. It is -9 degrees. So anyway, it is quite dark here. Nicholas found herself a toilet, just coming back to the car. See you back in Reykjavik. All right. Northern Lights, baby. These northern lights were spotted by Nicola. Wow. Open the balcony and... ta-da! Look at that. Right outside. Beautiful. Wow. Nicola? Baby, come and check this out. Good evening. All right, we made it home. It is 9:30 in the evening. A bit of a wild drive. People driving with their full beams on and people driving with their lights off at all. So yes, a bit of everything. Full beams and no lights. Enough of that. We made it safely, and check this out. Behind me is the Northern Lights. Let me switch this around. So we are in the city. It is not the strongest because there's some light pollution, but you can see in the background that is the Northern Lights. We saw a little bit of that on the way here. So let me just pace backwards and then move this all the way up. That is a faint hint of the Northern Lights. So yes, that is fantastic. And yeah, this is the neighborhood I'm staying in at nighttime. Quite well lit up, but as you can see, the camera doesn't do the justice. It's a clear night. And let's just go back to the Northern Lights, because that is the main character here in the Iceland, and hopefully it gets stronger later on tonight. I'll come outside and take a look. It is minus 13, but it has to be done. All right, so I've been driving now for a bit too long. We've been out on the road for 11 hours. Well, 5.5 hours driving, and the rest has been exploring quite a bit of Iceland. Where's my sensor light? This is way too dark, but anyway, we'll check in a moment. First, I gotta get refreshed. And fuck me, the door's stuck, it's not opening. All right, be right back. Well, that was rather unfortunate. While I was on a balcony checking out the Northern Lights, the balcony door closed behind me and no one could hear me. My phone's on the charger. It ran out of battery today, so it's 0%. So that was a bit unfortunate, but I found a way down to the ground floor. Now I'm gonna go back through the main entrance back to the top. So always be careful when you go out on a balcony in a foreign country without your phone, just in case you get locked out, especially when it's minus 13. Anyway, situation is resolved now. I'm gonna go back inside and we're gonna call it a night. I'm not sure what the plan is tomorrow. We have to do a bit of the Golden Circle, a bit of exploring, but we'll see how it is. Gotta get a good night's sleep first. All right, thanks for joining and see you in the morning. Good night.
See you in the next episode where we explore the remaining 3 adventures of our Icelandic road trip, boat trip, whatever you want to call it. Take care of yourself.